Yes, dear students, in the last video we have gone through some of the phylums, and now we will start with the next phylum, that is phylum Arthropoda. As the name suggests, here arthros means jointed, poda means legs. The animals with jointed legs are coming under this arthropoda. So many of the examples are there, and this phylum itself is said to be as having largest animal group in animal kingdom, right? It is the largest animal group, so which is coming under animal kingdom, right? So this is proved by taking one example. Out of 10 animals, there are 7 insects. There are 7 insects we come across. What this example shows is, so majority of the animals are insects. So insects are coming under Arthropoda. Hence Arthropoda is the biggest phylum or biggest animal group under animal kingdom, right? So let us go through the characteristic feature of Arthropoda. Important features I am going to deliver over here. So important features are usually these are having bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry in the sense that, so if this is the animal, right? If this is the animal, then animal's body is cut into 2 equal halves, right? So this is said to be as bilateral symmetry. If this is the animal, then if the animal is cut in any angle, so this is called as a radial symmetry. So like that, so arthropods have bilateral symmetry, right? So bilateral symmetry of body is seen over here, and these are also triploblastic animals. Triploblastic animals, right? And so these animals are containing one group of a special kind of animals, that is crabs. Crabs, on those crabs, so you will find calcareous shell over the body, and this calcareous shell that sheds, that separates, that is shedding out of the body at regular intervals of time, right? And that process itself is called as ecdysis. Ecdysis is the important feature of these animals here. Ecdysis. And body cavity, when you go through the body cavity, that is coelom, and that coelom is a true coelom these animals have, and that coelom in which blood is filled, and that kind of blood is colorless blood. Means what it shows is these animals have open type of circulatory system. What type of circulatory system? Open type of circulatory system. What do you mean by open type of circulatory system? Here, in this type of circulatory system, there are no vessels, blood vessels for the circulation of blood through the body. So blood always flows in body cavity called as cyanosis. That kind of circulatory system is called as open type of circulatory system. Here blood is colorless blood, right? And next important feature, the excretory organs in these animals, so especially cockroach we consider, that is Malpighian tubules are the excretory organs in these animals. And so one more important feature in these animals that I am going to take over here, that is body is divisible into head, thorax as well as abdomen, right? Sometimes in some of the animals, like prawn, in prawn what happens? Head fuses with thorax, forming cephalothorax. What is that? Cephalothorax. Example for this one is prawn. In prawn, ಸೀಗಡಿ ಮೀನು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. ಆ ಸೀಗಡಿ ಮೀನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಥೊರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎರಡು ಫ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಫಾಲೋಥೊರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತವೆ, right? This is also a unique feature of these animals. And as usually when you consider reproduction, that moment, so these animals sexes are separate, male and female are separate, and they reproduce sexually, right? So this kind of characteristic features these animals have, right? Next animal group is phylum Mollusca. As the name suggests, so Mollusca means soft-bodied animals. These are soft-bodied animals, right? These are soft-bodied animals. Example for these animals is, so you will come across octopus is the best example for this one. Snail is also best example. Majority of these animals are marine in nature, means they live in oceans or in seas, and some of the animals are terrestrial in nature, means they are living on the land. And such kind of animals have some of the unique features with themselves. Here, body is divisible into three major parts. One is head, and second one is visceral mass, and third one is muscular foot. Are the three major parts that we come across in these animals. First one is head. This head part is rudimentary. Rudimentary means it is not so well developed, but still it has sense organs, right? And second one is visceral mass. So this visceral mass has mantle, right? What is this mantle? The question arises. It is nothing but it is a fleshy folded skin which covers the entire body. That fleshy folded skin itself is called as mantle, and mantle has a cavity called as mantle cavity, right? Some of these animals, they respire with the help of that mantle cavity, right? So visceral mass that contains mantle, and muscular foot. So foot is muscular in nature, and this foot part which is sole-like. As you know, sleepers have sole, flat sole, that sole-like or wedge-like. So muscular foot they have, and that muscular foot is meant especially for burrowing purpose and creeping purpose, and even for swimming purpose. So that muscular foot is used for many purposes in different animals. So burrowing purpose, creeping purpose, as well as swimming purpose. This is how the body of that animal is divisible into three major parts. Over the body there is a calcareous shell. So as you are seeing dentalium, as you are seeing pila are the best examples for these one. Other examples, so in those examples you will come across there is a hard calcareous shell. There is a hard shell you come across on the body of these animals, and that calcareous shell, so which protects the body, one thing, and that shell may be bivalved or univalved. walls you come across here. Single wall may be present or two walls may be present. Bi-walled or uni-walled shell is also present in these animals, right? And next important feature of these animals, so here sexes are separate and they reproduce sexually, right? So these are the important features of molluscans, right? Next animal group is Echinodermata. As we have studied in previous classes, the meaning of this word is echinos, means spines, and derma means skin. As you know, these animals have rough surface in the body, that is scales are present on the body or spines are present on the body. Hence they are named as Echinodermata. Very important feature. These are also having some of the unique features like. So if you come to know the examples, then what kind of body symmetry, everything you will come to know, right? So starfish is best example for this one. Starfish is the best example. Brittle star is also next example. Sea urchin, sea cucumber, right? So these are all examples for Echinodermata. One best example will take as a model animal for describing all the characteristic features. So that is the starfish. So how the starfish is? It is star shaped, right? Then body symmetry, how it would be? So if you cut the body in any direction, then it is cut into two equal halves. What it suggests is radial symmetry, right? A radial symmetry this body has, right? A radial body symmetry is present in these animals, right? And a very important feature of, another important feature of these animals is, that is water vascular system is seen in the body of these animals. As you are seeing here, this animal's body, so the water enters in, circulates inside the body and it comes out of the body. That is nothing but water vascular system is provided inside the body of these animals, right? When water enters into the body, right? So that moment, so if you consider this one as a starfish, so on the lower side of the body, you will find tubular structures over here. And those tubular structures, when soon after the entry of the water, right? Soon after the entry of water, they become so hard or they become stiff. So and looks to be as a feet. Hence those are called as tube feet, and they become the locomotory organs of this body of this animal, right? So here another unique feature is tube feet, right? Important feature of these animals, right? And digestive system, when we go through digestive system, so body has anus at the posterior side of the body. So here the anus must be there, but anus is present on the aboral side. So that is also a unique feature of these animals, right? So the respiration that take place by papillae and even excretion that take place by papillae, such kind of different organs that help in different functions, right? And here also sexes are separate, fertilization take place externally, right? And so these are the second largest animal group, right? So these are second largest animal group, we can describe them as. By this we finished all the invertebrate groups. So now we'll go to the Caudates, right? So Caudates, whenever we are going to study, before that Caudates, we come across one group of animal, that is Hemichordata. Hemichordata is one group of animal. Hemi means half, right, or partial. Chordata, these are partial chordates or half chordates. Means what? They are not completely considered as chordates. So why? Because they have pre-chordate character like characters, right? Those are notochord and nerve cord as well as gill slits. Such kind of organs or the structures may be doubtfully seen in these animals, right? So that's why these animals are considered as the link animals between invertebrates as well as vertebrates, or non-chordates as well as chordates, right? Hence these are called as partial chordates or hemichordates. The best example for this one is Galanoglossus. Is the best example for this hemichordata, right? So we study in detailed manner this hemichordata in POC 1. After this one, we'll come to the next group of animals, that is chordates. Chordata or chordates have unique features like notochord, and the second one is gill slits, and third one is nerve cord. So these are the three unique features of chordates, right? So these chordates are again classified into different subphylums, right? Different subphylums. Those subphylums are, first one is Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and third one is Vertebrata. So this way they have been classified into three subphylums. One is Urochordata. Uro means tail. So notochord was seen towards the tail. Cephalochordata, cephalo stands for head, right? And vertebrates, right? These are different groups of animals or subphylums. So they come under chordates. You will study them with examples in detailed manner in POC 1, right? And vertebrata once again classified into different groups once again. Vertebrates, here the animals have vertebral column. What is the difference between notochord and vertebral column? You might know. Already you have studied. Notochord, so which later develops itself into vertebral column. These are higher chordates, what we call them as, right? These vertebrata once again classified into different groups of animals. And those group of animals, so first one is Agnatha and Gnathostomata, like this. They have been classified into two major groups. One is Agnatha. Agnatha means jawless. Jawless. The animal's mouth didn't have or don't have any jaws, well developed jaws. Such kind of animals, Agnatha. These are jawed animals, means they have well developed jaws, right? Agnatha. So under this we study Cyclostomata. Cyclostomata. Stoma means mouth. How the mouth is? Cyclo. Cyclo means so circular mouth these animals have. Petromyzon is the best example for this animals group, right? Cyclostomata. And Gnathostomata once again classified into different groups, right? Gnathostomata means what? Stoma means mouth. Gnatho stands for jaws. Mouth has well developed jaws, and those jawed animals once again classified into different groups. One is Pisces. One is Pisces, and second one is Tetrapoda. Tetrapoda. This way they have been classified into different groups. Pisces are nothing but it includes all kinds of fishes. It includes all kinds of fishes, right? We study here. Fishes are the first Caudates group that you have studied in the previous class. Next one is the Tetrapoda. What it suggests? Tetra means four, poda means legs, four-legged animals. So right, and once again this group of animals have been classified into different groups as amphibians, class Amphibia, and reptilia, and aves, as well as last one is mammals. This way they have been classified into four groups. As you came to know, tetrapods are amphibians, reptiles, aves, as well as mammals. One by one we will see now itself. Before, yes, Pisces. So these includes all kinds of fishes. Fishes are classified into two types. One is called as osteopods. Osteopods are commonly known as bony fishes, and chondriopods are commonly known as cartilaginous fishes. Like this, based on their endoskeletal system, what it is made up of means whether the endoskeletal system of these animals is made up of bones, then these are bony fishes. If the endoskeletal system is made up of cartilage tissue, then cartilaginous fishes. This way we are going to classify the fishes into two major groups. So we come across the characteristic feature of all these fishes. Fishes have different colors, different shaped bodies, right? One common example I would like to take over here. See here, this is fish. General characters will study over here. These are aquatic animals. These are aquatic animals, right? These are aquatic animals, and these are cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals in the sense that their body temperature has been changed according to the surrounding temperature, right? So that kind of animals are cold-blooded animals, or pykilotherms, these are commonly known as. And the body of these animals is boat shaped, right? And these animals have a pair of eyes, pair of nostrils, mouth is at the anterior part, and swimming, they are actively swimming in the water, and that swimming is done by the fins. Tail fin is also present over here. On the body you will come across the scales, different kinds of scales we will study in the next classes, right? Scales are present on the body, right? So these are all the characteristic features of fishes, right? Next one, here sexes are separate. Sexes are separate. Males and females, they produce their sex cells or gametes and release them into the water, and where the fertilization that takes place, that shows, these show external fertilization, right? So these are laying eggs, egg layers. These are also, right. These are some of the general characteristic feature of Pisces group. And second group of animals is amphibians. Amphibians. Amphi means two, bios means living places. These are the animals which adapt themselves in living in water as well as on land. Such kinds of animals which can adapt themselves in water as well as on land are called as amphibians. Best example for these one are frogs, toads, right? Ichthyophis, salamander. Such kinds of many number of examples that we come across for amphibians. The general characteristic features of amphibians, these are also bichilotherms, right? Cold-blooded animals, and body is divisible into head, so abdomen as well as limbs. Head part contains a pair of eyes, nostrils, mouth at the anterior part, and on the body, skin is highly vascularized skin, right? Highly vascularized means what? So it is provided with more blood, right? So such kind of moist skin it is. Why it is always being moist is because of the presence of glands over the skin, right? Hence, so moist skinned, highly vascularized skin they have, and that skin helps in respiration when the animal is being inside the water or some other burrows, right? So this is also one more characteristic feature of amphibians. And amphibians have two pairs of limbs. One is forelimbs and second one is hind limbs. Forelimbs have 4 digits and hind limbs have 5 digits. And hind limbs are larger or longer than that of forelimbs. And they have padded feet. And padded feet, so as you see in the diagram, so there is an extension of the skin between the fingers, and that would called as padded feet, that would help in hopping, not only in hopping, in swimming, so when they are in water, right? So these are the characteristic features of these animals. The important features are external fertilization is exhibited by these animals, and so these animals go for winter sleep and summer sleep. Important feature. This is very important feature. One is winter sleep, another one is summer sleep. Winter sleep, in both the seasons, these animals make burrows in the grounds and they keep themselves always burrowed, right? And they do not have any food at that moment. They utilize the fat under the skin, right, as the food and remain there inside the burrows. They do not reproduce that time, right? And whenever the favorable conditions that rainy season occurs, these become active and they reproduce themselves, right? So these are important feature of amphibians. And Ichthyophis is unique animal. Why it is unique animal is because this has no limbs at all. It is the only limbless amphibian, and it is the first animal which shows parental care. Why? Because it lays eggs and those eggs are protected by that animal until they hatch, right? That kind of parental care has been exhibited by this Ichthyophis in this group of animals. And these are special kind of animals which can live on land, in water, right? So this is about amphibians. And the next group of animals is reptiles. Reptiles are special type of animals as we have studied in the previous classes. So there in the Jurassic period, these animals were dominant on this earth. Great lizards were living on this earth. They are dinosaurs, as you might have seen the movie, Dinosaurs movie, right? So these were dominant over the earth on those days during Jurassic period. But these animals characters, when we go through, these animals' body is elongated, a linear one, and at the anterior part mouth is present, a pair of eyes in the head part, and dry skin is seen, and on the skin scales are seen in these animals. As we have seen crocodile, on the body maximum number of scales are present, hence the surface of the body is so rough, right? Scales are present on the body. Skin is dry. Why? Because there are no glands provided on the skin, right? And limbs, they have two pairs of limbs. One is forelimbs, hind limbs. Each limb has 5 digits. This is also unique. In the previous one, 4 digits in the forelimbs, right? So that kind of animals these are. And these are also cold-blooded animals, right? And these animals have 3-chambered heart. 3-chambered heart is present in these animals, right? So one is auricle, 2 are ventricles, 2 auricles, 1 ventricles are present over here. And these animals have elongated tail even, and sexes are separate. They reproduce and sexually, and fertilization is internal one, right? These are also laying eggs over here. And the next group of animals, that is aves. Aves includes all kinds of birds. It includes all kinds of birds. Birds have exoskeletal system. Exoskeletal system is made up of feathers. Feathers are protecting the body. They help in regulation of body temperature, and they are useful for sexual attraction in these birds, right? So these are the uses of feathers to birds. And in birds, forelimbs have been modified into wings. That is unique feature in these animals, right? So wings are useful in flying. These are flying birds, right? And next important feature in these birds is these have 4-chambered heart, and these are hot-blooded animals, right? So these are not phycolotherms, these are hot-blooded animals. Cold-blooded animals previously we saw. Hot-blooded animals in the sense that their body temperature is always being constant, right? Such kind of animals these are, right? And beak is present in these animals. Mouth is modified into beak, right? That is also a unique feature in these birds, right? So this is about the birds, and these are egg-laying animals. Cleidoic egg they lay, right? So eggs are uncovered in calcareous shell. These are unique features of these birds. And last one is mammals. Yes, the last group of animals is mammals. Even you have studied in the previous class mammals. Mamma means breast. Those animals which nourish their young ones with the help of breast, they are called as mammals, right? So these animals have unique features. First unique feature is, right, eyelids. Eyelids are present over here. Next feature is nails and fingers, and the next feature is hairs on body. Next feature is diaphragm. unique feature. Diaphragm is a thin membrane which separates both chest as well as abdominal cavities, right? So chest cavity as well as abdominal cavity, both of themselves are separated by thin membrane called as diaphragm. This is also unique feature in these mammals, right? Eyelids are seen over here. Eyes can be closed with the help of eyelids. Nails are present in the fingers and hairs on the body, and diaphragm is seen in these animals, right? So these are some unique features of these animals, that is mammals. And digestive system is complete, both mouth to anus, all the parts are present over here. Respiration by lungs, excretion by kidneys, like this all the animals body parts, they have been well developed. Hence these animals are advanced group of animals, most advanced group of animals. Why? Because nervous system is well developed in these animals, right? So these are some unique features of all groups of Caudates, right? You will study these animals in detailed way in PUC 1, right? By this I am going to complete the bridge course, and we start with our syllabus, right? PUC 1 syllabus will start from Monday onwards, right? Thank you very much.